Alright, today I'll show y'all how to rig something once I find the parts that I need. Dude, I could have sworn I said, ah boy. Maybe I'll put them in here. There they are. This is what I'm looking for. I need these cutters. We're gonna need a hook. For sure you're gonna need a hook. Three of them. Let's see. Probably the bang sticks. I don't know what's, yeah, probably the bang sticks. I think a bang sticks would be. You know what? Maybe, yeah, bang sticks would probably be the best one for this. I got everything I need now. Oh, fishing line. Huh. This 10-pound test fluorocarbon. So for this, we're going to use these guys. This is a Z-Man Bang Sticks Canada Craw. That's what I'm going to use for a bait on this one. Super old school. Some of you guys, you already seen the title to this video and you're probably like, oh yeah, I know about it. We need some cutters. I got some 10-pound test diamond fluorocarbon leader. You know, use what you like. I would use a braid to fluorocarbon setup on a spinning reel for this. So I got the 10-pound fluorocarbon and I would use like 15-pound test diamond braid. Other thing you're gonna need for this. Uh-oh, hold on. You guys might not know what this is. Let me educate you real quick. The old heads already know what it is. But I know a lot of you younger kids and younger fishermen don't. See that right there? That is a split shot sinker. Need a split shot sinker. They come in different sizes. You got to figure out what size you need for the day. It's not like a universal size that you get. I can't remember what sizes they come in. Like these are BB size. You can get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if I'm not mistaken. And I also have a straight shank 3/0 hook. So just to go over it, you got your line, you got your hook, bop. You got a sinker. That could be a rap song. Hook, line, sinker. Where my freestyle fisherman at? Then you need a soft plastic. Doesn't have to be this one. Yo. So I do have some new hats. I've got 5 different colors. Here they are right here. Make sure you check the link in the description box as well as the comments for a link to shopblat.com so you can cop one of my new hats. All my Vibes trucker caps come in 5 different colors. The whole purpose of this video or this rig is back in the day, guys, we did not have stick baits. We didn't have like a Cinco. We didn't have any of those plastics that kind of sink gracefully or real natural like. So we used what was called a split shot rig. So as I mentioned, a lot of you old heads, y'all already know what this is, and you're probably like already telling the person watching this video about this and how you caught a 12-pounder on it and how you did this and you went out there and you threw a cast and he jumped and he tail walked and he got off. It would have been a world record bass and all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm about to show you how you tie this guy up. I take my 3/0 hook, I tie it straight to my line. This is 10-pound test that I'm using right here. It's kind of a finesse deal. I'm gonna wet that. It's kind of a finesse deal to a certain degree. Actually, it is, because basically what you're doing is what we do now, like wacky rigging. We weren't throwing wacky rigs in like the early 90s. We weren't throwing wacky rigs in, you know, even the 80s. This is what we use. So what you do is you just got a hook just like this. You rig your plastic on it just like you normally would. Not gonna have a weight up here just yet. All right, so now I got my 3/0 plastic. And so for me, when I was throwing this, I used to use this on the river that I fished back in the day. When I was fishing this guy, I would actually use my hook as a weight. So I would use a bigger hook when I wanted to weight the bait down more. I would use a smaller hook when I wanted to keep the bait higher. And so on these little weights that you have here, the little split shot sinker weights, most of you guys know what these are, but some of you may not know. You see it has like a little slit right down the middle of the sinker. What you do is basically you make like a little Carolina rig. the way this weight is designed, you put the line right there in the clasp, in the split of the shot, the split shot. And you just make like a little Carolina rig. So what you would do is like come about 8 or 10 inches up above, and you can just take your finger. You can use a pair of pliers if you want. You just take your fingers and you just squeeze that weight down on your line, just like that. You see how it stays on your line with just a squeeze. You could take a pair of pliers, or I can just take it, and it's real malleable, so you can just push it against the table and it'll probably lay there. Now, another question you're probably going to ask, well, doesn't it damage the line? Well, yeah, especially if you try to clasp it on too hard. But I don't know. We fished it a bunch back in the day, and I don't remember ever having one break the line right at the weight. So just don't do nothing stupid would be my advice. Just don't clamp it on there so hard, and you probably won't have that many problems with it. But you can see like your weight is here. And so what this does, I got like 12 inches. You can vary the length of your sinker. The closer it is to your bait, the faster it's going to sink. So if I move that weight down here in front of the plastic, it's going to sink fast, and it's probably not going to be as natural. The further I move it away from my bait, the more natural it's going to be. And so what this is designed to do, like if I, especially in the springtime where fish were like on, just kind of really lethargic and really weren't biting that quickly and didn't want a fast drop, we would take like a old lizard or curly tail, and we would throw a split shot rig, and you would kind of cast it out at like little light spots and dark spots, like really shallow areas wherever you were fishing. And we didn't, like I said, we didn't have stick baits. So most of the time I used like a lizard, a soft plastic lizard, and you would just cast this guy around. And it works really good like over grass. It works good in like a current situation, as I feel like it doesn't hang up nearly as bad. But it's really just as simple as that. Just a little bitty weight. Here's a cool thing about it. So, you start throwing, you see I got this little BB size sinker on here. Let's say I start throwing this guy out and I'm like, dang man, wish I had a little bit more weight. Well, guess what you do? You just take this Connor, all right? And you just get another weight and you clamp him on the line too. So you could just vary the sizes of your the weight of your sinker by just clasping a couple extra little weights on there. And you'd be surprised how good this thing comes through wood. With a wacky rig, you got like an exposed hook. So this still sinks like really natural in the water column, really slow. You can make it dart like back and forth. You can make it dart if you just give the rod a little rod tip action. We'll take this out fishing one day. I think this is a good time of the year to do it. And I'll show you a couple plastics and how I kind of like to fish it. But I wanted to show some of my new school, because I know all you old school guys know about it, but this is the split shot rig. If you can see it there, it's just a hook, some weights that you literally clasp on your line, and a soft plastic, whatever soft plastic you use. But you should try this. This is going back. I know this is going to take a lot of people back to like the old cream days and the corporate days when we threw a split shot. But you should try this. The split shot rig is probably 50, 60, 70 years old, and it still catches fish today, even though you don't hear about it. So that's the split shot rig. Maybe you should try this, guys, especially if you guys that are bank fishermen. You fish around these really shallow, mossy ponds and you want to keep the bait up and off of the bottom. Try the split shot. I promise it'll work. Go to my website, shopblat.com. I've got some new kits. I got some new lure kits on there. I got a buzzbait kit. We've got a crankbait kit. We've got a spinnerbait kit. Make sure you go check those out. I'll leave a link in the description box and the comment section of this video. Split shot rig. It works.